All right, real quick, before I do ticket texts and the phones, I want to lay two things out quickly. I promise I won't bloviate too long. I want to make sure I'm crystal clear on why I think at the end of the day this will be a good thing for State. This is simple. If there's a pie chart, and that's the 100% of your football program's future, and we all right, success versus failure, what slice is this going to end up with MSU winning Big Ten championships? And then the rest of the pie is dedicated to sad pie, failure pie, right? Most Spartan fans were certainly below 50% with Mel Tucker, where he had a less than 50% chance of making this work. Now, all offseason, our work, the benefit of what Rico and I do is it's on record. I've had concerns. Rico has concerns. The red flags have been there. The recruiting's not where it needs to be. Him bitching about it. By the way, the unmitigated balls on this guy to go to a columnist with this hanging over his head and his lawyers telling him where it's going to go out and bitch about NIL? Are you kidding me? Sorry, sidebar. And I ripped him for it. Now I feel even better about it.
Vindicated.
Why it's a positive is I was roughly between 25 and 33%. He either had a 1-in-4 shot or a 1-in-3 shot of making it out of this. And it was dwindling. And when you hear about a coach being a little bit disengaged, you hear about a coach traveling a little bit too much, you hear about certain things and you go, all right, I'm not going to put people's personal lives on blast. It's never how I've done business. Now, when it goes public, that's different. The point I'm making is, that example about the movies is not about humor. It is the two pathways. Normally, coaches go out, Pesci and Casino. It's long, it's drawn out, it's torture, it's horrible. If Mel Tucker wasn't going to work out, we had 18 months of pit bulls, contract, Ferraris. That's a lot of money.
Gold chains, yeah.
Versus this dumbass did this ridiculous stuff. Costs himself the money. He ain't getting out of this with his contract.
Oh, no.
And at least, as rough as this is going to be, you rip the Band-Aid off, and it's quick.
Yeah.
It's done. If you think I'm spinning a dream, call in and I'll argue with you about it. Because the pathway of a 2-year slow bleed out on the sidewalk, or in Pesci's case, a cornfield in an open grave, or cutscene, bullet to the brain, and we begin charting a path. I'm taking choice B. Now, I want to give you a chance on this too because we didn't bring it up. The one thing I'm not going to tolerate is the following. I have no idea what this team will do. The fact is, Mel Tucker doesn't do a whole lot on game day besides this, and sweat profusely. That was me making a chop sign, a hand clap, and sweating. He ain't calling plays. His in-game coaching has been horrid. Timeout usage, down in distance, clock, etc. My point is, whether he's there or not, this team will or won't succeed based on their own merit.
Right.
Everything you hear coming out of that team meeting yesterday is they're kind of like, you know what? To hell with him. He ain't the team. He's not us. Well, they're going to get, look, Saturday, they're probably going to get aced. The point is, if they can get to 6 or 7, fine. What I won't do, I'm happy Mark Dantonio's back. I know there's no one more critical of Mark than myself. And I felt justified then. I feel justified now. Why am I happy he's back? Because there's nobody else they could call. And because in my mind, not that Mark Dantonio should or does care what I have to say. To me, this is how you make it right. This is how you make it right, where I felt like the last few years you were wrong the way you handled yourself and the way you left was wrong. Now, we need 90 days out of you.
So it'll be a real celebration.
I'll help build the statue. Okay. Need 90 days of an adult in the room. Leadership.
Yeah.
Handling parents' phone calls, handling players. I don't know what Allen was doing going, well, he's wearing a headset. Yeah, so did Brady Hoke, and it wasn't plugged in. I have no idea what's happening next. What I won't tolerate is if they miraculously go 7-5, there will be no discussion of Mark as head coach in my world. None.
Thank you. That's
Zero.
my only thing. If you want to do what Barry Alvarez has done a couple of times at Wisconsin, when they had coaching transitions.
Bob Stoops.
I'm going to step in. I'm going to lead this team, and then I'm going to step back into the shadows. Okay.
Yes.
Mark Dantonio is a Band-Aid. He's there to unify the team. You got your 10-year Rose Bowl reunion going to be there. He was going to be at the game anyway. Now he's sticking around, kind of playing the Godfather role to Harlan Barnett, the interim coach. I like that. But if you tell me he's part of the long-term plans,
I'm out.
You're going backwards. The game has changed since he last coached at MSU. There are a lot of things that are different, and I don't think he's aware of it. And hey, newsflash, it wasn't going that swimmingly before he left.
Hello.
So if he is just there for the rest of the season to help out and be the sounding tree for Coach Barnett, great. But then you're back in the shadows and you go and do this the right way. Because if you keep telling me, if Woodruff said, hey, new MSU, then new MSU means you don't go backwards to the old MSU.
I really hated her line of thinking with that. That was cringy to me. Old MSU, A. New MSU, B. How about this?
Okay, here's the thing. If you have to tell somebody
you're
new, then you're not new.
Jesus, Mary
it's
and
like
Joseph.
saying, I'm not even going to do that. But you know what I mean. You shouldn't have to tell somebody you're not something. They should just know.
Amen. 1,000%. But again, I have grown to never expect them to be impressive.
But yeah, my thing about Dantonio, okay, it's great for right now. He's helping the program bring some stability, bring some credibility. Yeah, you still got some of his players on the team.
Then they get to 6. Make a bowl. Get to 6. Do what you hope Tuck could do anyways.
Well,
give them a shot to maintain some of the roster.
And maintaining some of the roster is the biggest thing, Mike, because you fire him, the door opens up. Players
correct. The minute you fire him, then my point is it's going to be a slow churn. I'm saying he's done.
And here's the thing. Players are already being contacted.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, and again, generally, when you fire a coach, you're going to lose roughly 20 players off your roster. Mm-hmm. That's the general research. Yes, I'm a loser. Research I did.
And talking to, some of the players have already been contacted.
So let me do this. We'll get to your phone calls. I think we've laid everything out. I'm sure that won't be good enough for any of you, but we will attempt to move forward. And if you disagree with the main takeaways of he's the dumbest human to ever walk the earth, and I think long-term this will be a net positive, argue about it. I don't care. I'm here till 6. We'll get ticket text. We'll get your phone calls next. Sound good? Hooray beer. 248-539-9797.